You're in the hub.
I'm hooked on Facebook. I used to meet girls hanging out at the mall, but now I just wait for them to write on my wall. Take a look, you're hooked on Facebook.
So back in the day, 2006 to be exact, a guy by the name of Mark Zuckerberg struck upon an idea at Harvard University of finding a way to not have to raise his fat ass off the couch to go see his friends across the campus. He created a little thing called Facebook. Now he could just sit on his couch all day and talk to his friends he'd never have to see in person. And lo and behold, about 500 million others of us around the world thought that was a great idea too. And the end result of Facebook is that our asses are all a little bit more fat. But the long-term result is that this guy's made a whole lot of money. I mean, they offered him $1 billion several years ago to sell this to Yahoo. He told them they were Yahoos and kept it, and now it's worth about $5 billion. But they are right about $500 million in membership now. And honestly, Whitney, you and I, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. About every 2 weeks now, you get something blasting out on Facebook saying that, we're going to start charging. It's going to be a membership-based, but it never happens.
There's always a petition. There's always oh my goodness, you have to sign this petition or else they're going to start charging for Facebook. And I always ignore it. I think everyone ignores it. I don't know why anyone would ever start that, but...
But would you pay if they were to?
My initial reaction is how much. I would not pay a membership fee. I don't know exactly what the limit would be, but if it was $1, yes,
you would pay
I would pay $1 a month.
So they're grossing $500 million a month, just like that. Good business strategy, Brooke? No.
Oh, I think it's a great business strategy. In fact, I wanted to make sure I was, like the long lost sister of Mark Zuckerberg, because I thought that the idea was brilliant. I mean, did we know that it was going to, go out of control and there was going to be 5 million people? However, I think that actually people would pay more than $1. I think that we've invested our life into Facebook, and a lot of people I don't believe would just leave if they were told, get out or pay up. I think they would actually pay.
And this is a good segue, and Brooke is too modest to ask, but if you by chance are watching this and know Mark Zuckerberg, Brooke is running for House District 51 in Georgia. She'd love to get an endorsement from Mark, and a little bit of viral endorsement going on here, but a little bit of viral money wouldn't be bad too. So House District 51 in Georgia, and coming on the show tonight. You don't have to jump off the ledge with the rest of us because you are an esteemed future state legislator. So there we go. Rich, it was free. We'll super it. Rich, you're up. You're not running for anything. Would you pay $1? Would you pay $2?
Well, I might pay $1, but it's okay. I'm pretty sure this is a free market system, so someone would come along with something just as good as Facebook and probably still offer it for free. I don't really think it's our $1 or 10 or whatever that's really of value to Facebook. It's all the information, it's the profiles, and that's where the real value lies. And so, yeah, I'll give it a shot just until something better came along.
Yeah.
To follow up what Rich was saying, and actually Brooke also, when we were talking about you've got so much invested in Facebook, part of their agreement to the terms is that all these pictures that I upload, I have probably close to 300 pictures on Facebook.
You're an addict.
And those are the property of Facebook. So even if another company came along and said, here, you can upload for free with us, Facebook owns all my information.
Yeah. I mean, this is Whitney checking into FA. So, seriously, though, you're right. I mean, they get that kind of an investment in it. Woe behold, we're not going to just back out, overnight. We're investing in this thing. This thing has our soul and our life, and it's digitized it. So these people are sick individuals. All right, another couple of sick individuals. Actually, there were 17 of them recently. Were some Afghans, apparently, not the rug, the people, and they were training in a military camp in the U.S. They were training basically as a part of a language immersion program to learn languages was the Defense Language Institute at Lackland Air Force Base in Texas. They left. They went AWOL, 17 of them, and they are now all over the country. Lo and behold, we are learning about this story in the last week because it was posted on some bulletin boards internally in the military, and now we're learning that it's been 2 years since the first of these 17 guys actually went AWOL. And I don't know what have you got going on for 2 years that precludes this? I mean, what is your to-do list a mile long? Take out the laundry, pick the kids up from class, go to Taco Bell, and actually throw a bulletin board up that the Afghan militants have gone AWOL. I mean, maybe they're not militants, but how would we know? And they've certainly got a head start. Rich,
it troubles me that the Air Force was in charge of these guys in the first place, but I'm not going to go too far down that road. It's just that you would think that they would have monitored just a little bit closely.
Yeah.
Obviously, the silk scarf syndrome kind of kicked in full blast, and they were too busy worrying about what was going on in the Wild Blue Yonder, and kind of forgot what was walking around in the front yard.
A little too much Red Baron. Yeah. So, okay, so spoken like a true Army man. Whitney, what say you? Was this just negligence, or just that, they didn't see it as a real threat?
Well, after reading the article, I think they mentioned that they've actually located an undisclosed number of them, like using their some kind of special number that they assigned to them, and that really they don't consider them a threat. They think that they're more along the lines of just wanting to come to this country to get a better life and things like that. And I understand that it's been over the past 2 years, but it also said we've had something like, 3,400 total people go through this program, and 17 have gone missing. So to put it in proportion, it doesn't seem as outrageous as it might sound at first.
Yeah, and they're saying, this is really more of an immigration issue, kind of a lost at sea sort of thing, land-based. And, that would have been failed metaphor of the week, Joel. But and it's really not a national security threat, and that's just why they're not that worried about it. But honestly, is it just that they were trying to avoid the civilian paperwork, Brooke, that they just wanted to, because if you've got 22, 23, if this has happened even more than once, honestly, I'm thinking, are we running a language learning program? Or are we running an assimilation program here?
Well, we're talking this very situation, then we're talking about immigration in general. And, again, these guys, homegrown terror. The terror, you have to say it, but are we securing our borders against, the evildoers that are out there? And then these guys, for what reason were they running out? Where were they going? They were already in our country. Usually they would come here. So I'm not exactly sure, where they went or what was going on, but definitely to be concerned about this issue.
Yeah, I agree. So, Rich,
it's a national security issue. These guys have military IDs, which allow them to get on and off a military post. I have to basically strip down and get naked to go through the airport. These guys, by virtue of the identifications they have for being accepted to this college, this institute, which is a very difficult institute to get in if you're in the military, they have access to things that they should not have access to if they're not a friend
and all kinds
of this country.
Yeah, and how would you know at this point? You've got to assume if they're leaving, and honestly, if they're undisclosed, they would disclose it if they got all 17 of them, or even close, I would think. The fact that this is undisclosed tells me, I don't know, we can have one or two. The rest of them are probably running things at Ferris wheels and carnivals around the country right now. Feel safe. Have a fun summer. We'll see you tomorrow on The Hub.